Today I'm going to read to you Dr. Seuss's A B C, an amazing alphabet book. And you need your alphabet so you can say words like grandma. Okay? So here we go. So I know you can't do screen time, but hopefully someday you can watch this and mom will at least let you listen to it. So here we go. And Dr. Seuss, he was so funny. He has a great time with words. Okay? So, the first letter, A. A. Big A, little a. What begins with A? Aunt Annie's alligator. A, A, A. Big B, little b. What begins with B? Barber baby bubbles and a bumblebee. That Dr. Seuss is so funny. Big C, little c. What begins with C? Camel on the ceiling. C, C, C. Camel on the ceiling? No way. Big D, little d. What begins with D? Donuts and a duck dog. D, D, D. You know what else begins with D? Your mommy's name. Danny. D. Big E, little e. What begins with E? Ear, egg, elephant. E, E, E. I love elephants. Big F, little f. What begins with F? Four fluffy feathers on a fiffer, fifer, feff. Big G, little g. What begins with G? Goat and goo-goo goggles. G, G, G. G. Dr. Seuss was cry-cry. That's a C word. Big H, little h. What begins with hate? H. Whoa. Hungry horse hen in a hat. H, H, H. Big I, little I. What begins with I? Itchy, itchy, itchabog. I. Big J, little j. What begins with J? Jerry Jordan's jelly jar. J, J, J. I like that one. So there's the H, and there's the I with Ichabod, and there's the J for jam. Funny Dr. Seuss. Big K, little k. What begins with K? Kangaroo and kite. K, K, K. Big L, little l. What begins with L? What is that? That's a lion with a lollipop. L, L, L. Big M, little m. What begins with M? Mice in the moonlight. M, M, M. Big N, little n. What begins with those? 9 new neckties, a nightshirt, and a nose. Where's your nose? Where's your nose? Where's your nose? Big O, little o. What begins with O? Ostrich, oil, orange, owl. O, O, O. Big P, little p. What begins with P? Painting some pink pajamas. P, P, P. Big Q, little q. What begins with Q? The quick queen of Quincy and her quacking quackaroo. Or I like to say, the quick queen of Quinn, and her quacking quackaroo. Q. That's for Quinn. Big R, little r. What begins with R? Rosie's red rhinoceros. R, R, R. Big S, little s. What begins with S? Sammy sipping soda pop. S, S, S. That's a funny one. Look at that red rhinoceros. Big T, little t. What begins with T? 10-tired turtle on a toodle tree. I don't even think there's a toodle tree. Big U, little u. What begins with U? Uncle Eb's umbrella and his underwear too. Silly Dr. Seuss. Only a couple more alphabet letters. Big V, little v. What begins with V? Verna, Vera, then, and her violent violin. Ooh, that's kind of tricky to say. Big W, little W. What begins with W? Willie's in the wash tub washing Waldo Woo. Well, that's silly. Big X, little x. What begins with X? X-ray and xylophone. X, X, X. Big Y, little y. What begins with Y? A yawning yellow yak with Yolanda on her back. That's so silly. And finally, what do we have? The last letter of the alphabet is Z. Big Z, little z. What begins with Z? A zipper zazzer zoo, as you can plainly see. And that is today's simple, silly book for Baby Quinn. Dr. Seuss's ABC, read by Grandma G.